In this video, we're going to cover sending requests via DocuSign, which include a request for payment as well. So to set this up first, you need to go into your DocuSign account and set up one or more payment gateways. And these can be for payment gateways such as Stripe, AuthorizeNet, or Braintree. And once you've created at least one of those in your DocuSign account, you'll need to come into the fmESignature link file, go to the setup screen and click the Download Payment Gateways button. And that's going to download any payment gateways from your account. So if we click on the payment gateways button, we can see I've got two in my account that's just downloaded, one for Stripe and one for Authorize.net. So the next step is to set up a template that includes the details for the payment. So we include one in the fmESignature link file called Auto Place Agreement with Payment. And if we have a look at that, this is a template for one recipient, and it's very similar to the standard auto place agreement. We've just added a couple of extra tabs to handle the payment details. So one new tab we've got here is the number tab, and if we look at that, it's got a tab label and it's got a value which is coming from a FileMaker field. In this case, it's the request contacts amount due field. And it's got a /invoice amount due / anchor string, so very similar to the other anchor strings we've got at the top. If we go into layout mode and have a look at the layout that's been used for this agreement, which is this one here, we can see here on the amount due section there's a layout object. If I just make it visible, so make it red so we can see it, you can see here it's got the /invoice amount due tag as well. So that's where DocuSign is going to find and populate the value for that anchor string. So let's exit out of here and we'll go back to our template. And the other tab we have to create is a formula tab, and that's very similar to a calculation field in FileMaker. We don't want this one to appear though, so we set the pixels from left to 0 and from top to 0, and we give it a tab label, and there's a new pop over here where we can set up the formula settings and the payment gateway details. So the formula we use in this format called payment fixed amount times 100. So times 100 is just to get into the cents value that the payment gateway requires. And if you look at the tab label for our number tab, it's called payment fixed amount. So all we're doing here is saying whatever the value for the number field is, grab that and times it by 100. So we're going to use Stripe for this particular example. Choose that from a list of drop-down gateways. We've set the currency code to US dollars, and this section here is a bit like a line item. We've set a description, a code. For the reference, we need to reference the number tab, so we've put in the payment fixed amount string again, and we've given it a name, and we're going to round it to 0 decimal places. Okay, so I think we've got everything we need here, so let's go and create a new request for this template. So I'm going to add a recipient. We're going to use Joe in this example, and now I need to click on this little payments section and enter some payment details for this invoice. So I'm going to bank this invoice, that's the number, and the amount due, we're going to make it $495.95. Okay, so I've got that all set. I'm going to send that request to DocuSign, and that's going to do the usual thing, send the request to the recipient. So let's go and have a look at that now. That should be coming through any second, so we might just, here it comes. Okay, so here's my agreement, so all the usual stuff. I'm going to click Review Document, and it's going to take me to the sign-in ceremony on the DocuSign website. And this is all pretty much standard, but you'll see here the $495.95 US dollars amount is there. That's locked and fixed. I can't change it. That's my payment amount. So I'm going to sign the agreement and click Finish. And what happens now is that the payment screen appears. So I'm using Stripe, and you can see my membership renewal and my details from my line items have appeared here. I've got the same amount that was in FileMaker, and Stripe has given me two options to pay. I'm going to pay using a credit card, so I'll just get the test credit card details, and I'll just put in the expiry date. Oops, 23. Okay, so I'm going to pay and finish, and once I finalize the payment here, that completes the document in DocuSign. So it takes me back to the document, and it'll go to the next screen, which is the completed screen. Okay, so back in fmESignature link, I can check the status, and that has been completed. So that's how you can send a request which includes a payment using fmESignature link and the payment gateways feature of DocuSign.